Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ify, and thanks to all my amazing subscribers. I truly appreciate you guys. My last video, I never knew it's going to go viral like that, but thanks to you guys for the likes, share and comment. I think that was what made the last video to go viral. Please do same with this video so I can grow the subscribers. Guys, this topic for today is something that YouTube content creators, they don't really talk about. They talk about it, however, the things I'm going to be mentioning in this video are the things that YouTube content creators have not really talked about. We've heard about bring your clothes, bring food stuff and all that, but these things I'm going to mention are unique things that you must have to do back home, and the things you also need to bring when you're coming down. Okay, and some of the things you might experience, or the questions that the CBSA officers might ask you at the port of entry when you're coming in, either as a permanent resident or you're coming in as a student. So I'm going to try as much as possible to analyze and list out all the things you need to do so that when you come down, you will not regret it. So stay to the end of this video and do not forget to put your thoughts in the comment section. So basically, this video is meant for single people, parents and married couples. Number one thing you guys need to bring, or let me say rather, as a parent, please, you see that your child's immunization card. You see that immunization card from a day old when the child was born. Please come with it. If you want to put your child in school, they will request for it. Now, when my child, when we came to Canada, my child started in SK, which is the senior kindergarten. Though they didn't request for the immunization card, it was when he entered in middle school that they said they needed him to bring his immunization card from Nigeria, because at middle school they give them this immunization when they get to middle school, hepatitis B and 1-2 other vaccines. So in order for them to know the past immunization record that they've given your child, you need to show all the immunization that he has been taken. Because when my child took that immunization, they gave him a printed note for me to call them in order for me to send them all the immunization that he has taken so far in Nigeria. So you can imagine, if I did not bring that his immunization card, it means I'll have to like be doing DHL to send it out. So guys, this is the number one thing you need to bring. Add it to your document as you're coming to Canada. It is very, very important. Then secondly, what you need to do before you carry your bag and baggage is, you see that your ATM card, please renew it so that it can stay for a long time. I think ATM card, as at the time I left Nigeria, it expires, is it every 4 years or 5 years? Please renew your ATM card and make sure your mobile banking app is working. Okay, open a mobile banking app, make sure it's working, and then have somebody in the bank that you can always call on in case you have problem with transfer or debit. Maybe you're making a transfer to somebody in Nigeria and then the money hang. For you not to be stranded, just make 1 or 2 friends in the bank that you can always call the person in case you have a problem with your bank account. So the second point is renew your ATM card before coming. There are lots of things that you don't need to be paying with your credit card here or in dollars. It's more affordable if you pay in Naira. That is why it is important to renew your ATM card, and your mobile app should be created before leaving. And maybe you put your mobile app in 2 or 3 phones. In case one phone happened to lose or something happened to the phone, you will not be stranded. This is my recommendation. Then thirdly, you see that transcript. There are lots of us here. When we come here, we would like to change career and all that. I will highly recommend, before you guys leave, evaluate your credentials. Let your school send your transcript to West at least if your transcript is in West, you will not have to start calling West when you are in Canada, or start calling your school back home when you are in Canada. It's more stressful to be requesting for transcript here in Canada and you studied in Nigeria or any country, or any of your home country. So it's best you evaluate your credentials, especially those that did BSc, PGD or masters. Okay, now if you're coming as a permanent resident, they always recommend evaluate your highest program, which can be masters. But personally, I think evaluating all of it is recommended, so that at least your transcript will be in West. In case you come to Canada and you want to change your career, definitely the school will tell you to evaluate your foreign credentials, your BSc, your PhD, or maybe your PGD or your masters. So if, for example, you only evaluated your masters, how do you now do your BSc? But if you had evaluated everything back home, if you want to do upgrades, maybe you did it document by document when you are immigrating as a permanent resident. Now, if you want to change career and you are going back to school, they will tell you they need course by course, which is the academic evaluation. So now, if you want to do upgrade in your West, you don't need to go back to your university to start demanding for your transcript. No, you just have to click on upgrade course by course. You see, it's much easier. If you come to Canada and they want your school wants you to evaluate your credentials, it's more difficult for you to start communicating to your school when you are already in Canada. So my best bet is just evaluate everything, even though you might not need it for immigration purpose, but just evaluate everything so that West can at least have your transcript and you don't need to stress yourself calling your school to send in your transcripts. Now, this is what I did, and that is highly recommended. Okay, especially if you plan to change career. So many people that immigrated to Canada end up changing career, especially if what you were doing back home is not in high demand here in Canada. So you are forced to change career. Okay. Then number 4 thing I need you guys to do is all your important documents, all of it, all those your credentials, your WAEC certificates, your original document, just carry and bring them. Okay, because you never can tell what you will end up doing in Canada. Just bring anything important document at all. Just package and bring them. Don't leave anything behind. Okay, then let me just throw a little bit of idea for your food stuff. You know, when I was coming, people said dry your leaves, dry pumpkin, bitter leaf and all that. My brothers, my sisters, all the pumpkin that I dried, I ended up discarding them because there are lots of alternatives, okay, that you can use here. There are lots of vegetables here. You can use it as an alternative. In my opinion, if you must bring leaves, it should be afan, as an afan leaf, what they call it in Igbo. I think oziza. You can bring that one so that you can use it to make afan soup. Then you can also bring what is it called, bitter leaf. If you like anything bitter, you can dry your bitter leaf. But you see that pumpkin, I will say it's useless. Personally, it's useless because at the end, the nutrient is no more there. You've tried and dried all the nutrients away. So just forget about those plenty drying of leaves. There are lots of alternative food that you can use and you will be good. The main thing you need to bring is crayfish too. Crayfish and fish. Please pack them and come. They don't accept meat. Even here, meat, you can join group and you can share meat with people. But you see crayfish and crayfish and fish, please bring enough. Some people, they bring mangi. No, it's not accepted, but some people, they do and they pass. At least, no, so many content creators have spoken about clothes. Just bring your clothes. Bring your clothes. The winter is not all year round. There is time for winter and you can use those clothes from Nigeria to layer up. And there is summer too. You can use your Nigerian clothes as your summer. Clothes here are expensive and they're not even as quality as the ones back home, in my opinion. So just bring your clothes. Don't keep all those your fine clothes at home. Bring them. Okay, then guys, another thing I want to talk about, you see that your SIM card, you used to receive your bank alerts, like your main SIM card that you send OTP, the main SIM card you used to receive call that has your contains what you used to receive alert from your bank and other documents or other things you have. You see that SIM card, please, if it is MTN, call MTN. There is something that they do that they can keep your line for 3 to 10 years. I don't know. I did that. I think I did for 5 years. I be 3 years. Just call them, and once in a while I still recharge my MTN so that it can remain active, because there are some things you might want to purchase online or things you have to do online that pertains Nigeria thing. They might send you an OTP and then it will come to that your line. So make your line go back. If you are using MTN, you just call MTN so that they can keep your line for you. If it is Airtel, I think Airtel, their own is just to recharge. So far, my Airtel line is still active because I keep on recharging once in a while, and my Glow line as well. But for my MTN, I called, before I left, I called MTN and they put, they did something that will make my line to continue to be active. So guys, don't forget about that, because sometimes your mobile app, you might want to like upgrade or do something in your mobile app or activate something, and they will send an OTP to that your main line, and if it's not active anymore, you will be stranded. So make sure you always keep your number active. Another thing you guys need to bring is your driver's license. You will need it, especially if you've driven for up to a year or more than 1 year. Now, what your driver's license do for you, this is for people coming in Ontario. If you've driven up to a year, once you take your G1 knowledge test, because here the license is G1, for you to get your full license, you have to do G1, which is the knowledge test. You do the G2 road test, and you do the full G, which is the final road test you have to do to get the full license. Now, if you've driven up to a year, okay, if after doing your G1 knowledge test, you can do the G2 road test immediately after your G1 if your license shows that you've driven up to 1 year. Now, if you've not driven up to 1 year, okay, or if your license does not show that you've driven up to 1 year, because even though you've driven for more than 2 years or 10 years, if you don't have a license, you can't use your mouth to tell them that I have driven up to 10 years. No, they need to see it in your license. So if your license shows that you've not driven up to 1 year, after your G1, you have to wait for 1 full year before you can do the G2 road test. And you know that with your G1 knowledge test, you can't use it to drive all alone. For you to drive with the G1, you need someone that has a G license, that have driven up to 4 years with a full G license, for the person to accompany you. That is a problem. So if you've driven up to a year, when you bring your license that shows that you've driven up to a year, immediately you finish your G1, you can book for your G2 road test. With the G2 license, you can drive all by yourself without someone accompanying you. Now, if you've driven up to 2 years and above, that one is very, very good, because with your license that shows you've driven up to 2 years and above, what it does is you don't have to do the G2 road test. You will skip the G2 road test and you go straight to G. So that is the benefit of driving more than 2 years, or if your license shows that you've driven more than 2 years. So it helps you to skip the G2 road test and you go straight to G. But know that it's only one chance, meaning if you're saying you've driven more than 2 years and you're going straight to G, as in you're doing the G road test, if you fail the G road test once, you're coming back to do the G2 road test. So take note, guys. Then additionally, if you've driven more than 2 years, you will need an extract. Now people, they are rejecting extract from Nigeria, like mine. It was rejected. I have to do an extract here in Ontario, in Ottawa. That is where I got an extract that helped me to skip my G2 road test. Okay, then for you to know how to do it, I already made a video about how to get an extract here in Ottawa. So just scroll down, you will see the video, the process of how you can get an extract. I won't recommend for you to bring an extract from Nigeria. That is my recommendation though, because they are rejecting lots of them already. So if you still want to take the risk or try, you can do that, but just know that it might be rejected, whether it's genuine or not. For some reason they keep rejecting it. So that is it. So for you to watch the video on how to get an extract here in Ottawa, just scroll down. I already made a video about it. Then the next thing I want to talk about is what you will expect at the port of entry. Now, if you are coming in as a permanent resident, you don't need too much headache, because they barely ask. They don't even ask. When I came in as a permanent resident, they didn't ask me anything. They only asked about, they didn't even ask, even the proof of fund, they did not ask. They just like tell me to bring my confirmation of permanent resident slip and all that, and they stamped it. As a permanent resident, no much worry at the port of entry. The people that they usually ask is for people that are coming for a visit or people that are coming for studies. Now, for students, please, I know that majority of you like using agents for your admission, for your study permit, but guys, please know the things that they put there. Your school, know the name of your school. Know how you have sorted out your accommodation. Know what you will do next. Just know the basic knowledge. Have the basic knowledge about your school. Okay? Let them not ask you what is the name of your school, you are chewing mouth, or what is the province you're going to, you don't even know how to pronounce it. Those things are not good. It makes you look like you are not serious about it. Okay? So just know the basic knowledge of your school. And guys, another thing, as an international student, if the CBSA officer is asking you questions, do not shake. They are human beings. Just act confident. Don't shake, because when they see these people, they are trained though. They are well trained. So when they see you shaking, it's as if you have something under your sleeves. If they ask you, what is the name of your institution? You tell them. What program are you going for? You let them know. How many years is your program? You let them know. What do you intend to do after your programs? You let them know. Let them know. Don't shake. That is why you need to have first-hand knowledge of everything about your school and your application, including your accommodation. So when they see you shaking, it's as if you have something hiding under your sleeves. And some of them may say asylum, claim asylum and all that. Please reject it. Reject it. This is my opinion. Just reject it, so that they will know that your main focus of studying is for you to come and study and go back. If they ask you question regarding are you staying back and all that, let them know that you're just coming to study and you're going back. Even though you have another thing in your mind, just focus on your studies. The main intention for you to study is for you to come, study and go back. Or is that not what you wrote in your SOP? Why are you yarning? Why would you yarn another thing that you intend to stay? That is not the purpose of the studying. So make sure that you don't give response to things that will implicate you or to show your true intention of you coming to study. So no basic information, not even basic. Know everything regarding your application and what you need to do in Canada. And even though you choose to use an agent, be involved, be making your own research so that you know how the things work here. Then another thing I want to tell you guys is for permanent resident, even though they are not requesting for proof of fund or they barely request, I also recommend for you guys to print out your statement 1 week to your departure. This is what I did personally, even though they ended up not requesting or asking my proof of fund. Okay, the only thing you need to declare is if you have cash value more than 10,000 Canadian dollars, you need to declare it that you have. Then for the proof of fund, they did not ask. However, I recommend you print out your statement prior to your traveling. Okay, and those important documents like your passport, your confirmation of permanent resident card for students, your study permit, and those other documents, please keep them in your hand luggage where it can be easily accessible, so that you will do stress-free and checking in. Just put all those important documents in a hand luggage, or even in your handbag if you're carrying a handbag. Put them inside. When they request for your passport, you give them. When they request for your study permit, you give them. When they request for your what is it called, your confirmation of permanent resident slip, you give them. So it should be, those important documents should be where you can reach it easily, okay, because they will definitely ask for it. So I think that is all I need to tell you guys. If you have any suggestion, please drop it in the comment section. And guys, don't forget to like this video. Please like and share so that it will get to other people, and then YouTube algorithm will make the video go viral. Please just like, share and comment, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in my next video.